Hey everyone, happy 2017! Let's hope it's not as bad as 2016. I mean, man, what a bad year. Well, I know this isn't one of my classic stories, but I thought some of you might find it interesting since it's still art related. So recently I worked with a channel called MEOdyssey to give their channel a bit of a facelift because, you know, I'm a massive Mass Effect nerd and I simply couldn't refuse. Massive Mass Effect. What? Anyway, you can check them out here. I recorded the process of creating these illustrations, so I'm basically going to talk you through what I did, if that's something you're interested in. So first up is Ash's character avatar. Here we go. So Ash and Rima, the lovely people from Mass Effect Odyssey, got in touch with me because we've been talking for quite a while now, and they basically said to me, well, we really want to bring our channel to life a little bit more and give it a bit more personality, and we love what you do, so we would like to work with you to do some work on our channel. So here I am, sketching out both Ash and Rima, who are the two hosts of the channel Mass Effect Odyssey, and they are absolutely lovely people, and as an absolute Mass Effect nerd, their channel is the main place I go for Mass Effect news, just because they're so concise with everything, and the way they present stuff I really enjoy, and I just like them as human beings. I think they're great people. So basically what I set out to do was to do a bit of a revamp on the channel, do some new banners, put their character avatars on them, but in Mass Effect costumes. But also, we had the idea to maybe in some videos add them in as sort of characters on the side to give it a little bit more personality, so it isn't always just, you know, seeing the video clips in the background that you may have already seen. So it adds a little bit of more, you know, personal touch to it. So basically what I'm doing here, I had a picture of Ash on the side and I just kept referring back to that. And oh my goodness, beanies are really difficult to draw on like a human head. But basically you'll see me through this video and I'm just, like, in the background there's a sketch of a very simple gesture pose, and it doesn't exactly look like the final product, but you can see me drawing over it and adding more of the features from the people I'm focusing on. So I actually draw in blue because this goes back to old animation practice. Not that we actually ever drew in 2D, like did any 2D animation in university, but traditionally animators back in the day would sometimes sketch in blue, because then when you go over it in either black or dark pencil, when you scan it in, the blue, you can easily remove the blue from the drawing. And I don't know, it just seems, blue just seems quite a placid colour to me, and when I'm sketching, it's lighter than maybe the contrast you'd have on the paper with blue, darker pencil. So I tend to sketch in blue just because of that, and I also use a green background on whenever I'm drawing, because just the starkness of white, it just hurts my eyes, and I get really red eyes looking at a screen for too long. So I always make sure my background color is either like warm stony grey or a green, and I've gone for green this time because it's quite a placid color. But as you can see now, I've moved on to actually, I say inking in, but actually I was using a pencil texture brush, and that's because I just prefer to draw and have a bit of a textured edge, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and if I start using very clean lines, like fully ink vector lines, I would just get so perfectionistic about it, and every line would have to be perfectly contoured and tapered at the end, and I wouldn't stop until it was perfect. But at least with a textured line, it gives you a little bit more room to make some errors and get away with it, if you know what I mean. Otherwise I would have been here for weeks. The other thing I have a little bit of trouble drawing here is the glasses. I have glasses myself, and I don't draw them for a reason, because glasses at different angles just trying to work out that perspective sometimes for me is just, it's not worth the hassle. But both Rima and Ash have glasses, so I needed to make sure these looked right. So you keep seeing me like tweaking, I keep tweaking them all the time. But now I'm moving on to colour, and because I was strapped on time to make these and had a certain budget to fit, I could only do simple colours, so I went with a basic sort of block colour for the body, but then I went back in with a multiply layer just to add a little bit of shadow, because I thought, no, this needs some shadow to make it pop a little bit better. So you see that it really comes together at the end, but as it progresses, it just looks kind of weird for a while. I can't remember what I was going to say. Also, you see me, what I'll do is I'll obviously draw the lines on the top layer, and then I'll colour underneath, and I'll colour all of it in, just outline. Like sometimes I'll use the lasso tool to block out the maximum surface area I can without going up to the edge, and then I'll colour back in around the edges, and then I'll set that on a lock the transparency so that when I colour back in, it'll never go over the edges. If anybody's using Photoshop, you'll probably be familiar with that technique. I'm saying a lot. Also, I had to keep tweaking his zip, because I realised as the drawings progressed that his zip was becoming more undone, and that wasn't intentional at all. So I thought it would look a bit weird at the end of the video if like his zip was just becoming more undone. I don't know whether people would think it was insinuating something. I just found it funny, so I went back and I tweaked the zips so that they were pretty much the same length of undone throughout the video. So I just went through it with some generic poses, because a lot of the videos is just explaining stuff, and you just need a kind of upbeat and / or neutral poses for these characters to be able to explain what the content of the video is without being too distracting. I think sometimes the way they've been trying it out with the channel, they've been just trying different, like how often they change the poses, and seeing how that works for them, really. But it was basically a really fun project, and in the next video I'll talk about Rima, which is when I was designing her. But for now, this is just Ash, and this is basically the work I did for their channel. And if you want to check Mass Effect Odyssey out, I'll link in the description. I'll link them at the end. They're really cool people, and if you like Mass Effect, then you should really follow them. So these are all the drawings finished off. See, I've just ever so slightly tweaked them so that it looks like there's a little bit of movement in there. And, they're pretty nice. I was quite happy with them. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in for Rima's video. Just me talking to you about drawing Rima. I'll release that at some point. Okay, happy 2017. Bye!